Just hard to beat the views you get out here some mornings. I know this little old GoPro ain't doing her justice neither. She's pretty. She's pretty. She's real pretty. almost lost you.
Alright, so before anybody comes in here fussing about this, yes, I would love to have the machine noises and everything that y'all would like to have as well. It's just not always easily done. So, it's just throw the drone up in the air, throw some music in the background, and that's what you get. Whenever I have more time, I will try my best to get better audio of the machines working with the drones for y'all. Alrighty. So, I've teased y'all enough about the grease gun. Yesterday's video just like probably abruptly ended. I don't know how I'm doing it. Just kind of give y'all an idea on what I do and how I do it. So I take a camera and I get a big memory card, and I usually film 3 or 4 days, or until it's full, whatever. Usually that's all week sometimes. So as I am filming, and then just like yesterday, for example, I would have been filming and then told you I was going to get on the rubber tire, and then the world blowed up out here and I can't always film. So usually I try, and whatever footage I have for that day, if I need to continue it the next day I do. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do, whatever. But like that, your footage may just end after I told you we were going to do something. That's just part of following me around out here. Most of y'all that's been here with me for a while know I'm scatterbrained as all get out. And so yeah, if I say we're going to do something and then the video just ends, just know the world got extremely chaotic and I just simply did not have time. I would love, like, there's lots of days I wish I had extra help as far as like somebody to help operate something, but on the same hand I'm like, nah, we don't need nobody, because that's an added extra expense. Just to kind of break that down. I know I don't never normally talk money with y'all, but just let's break that down really fast, because I always have people like, oh, I'll come work for you, I'll come work for you. And although you may be a good hand and everything else, but it's just not feasible to have. I mean, we have 4 men out here, if you're being technical. Most businesses like this don't count theirself. Like, their money just goes in a bank account and they live off of what the business is bringing in, doing what's called an owner's draw. Some people do it how I do it. In my mind, this is the best way, and according to my CPA, this is also the best way. You write yourself a check every week, just like you were getting when you were cutting for or operating for whoever. So that's, you know, I have to count myself as the 4th man out here. And, you know, Kelly and Mickey, Michael, myself, it's 4 men. And I have to count myself in on that since I'm on payroll technically. So any more than 4 men, and you really have to start, just like when we had Steven out here, you can make 45, 50 loads a week and do okay, but you're not really doing what you need to keep the job boosted up and at a profitable number. You really need to be hitting 50, 55, even in this bad stuff. You need to be like 50 needs to be your bare minimum go-get number, and you need to be hitting 55 and 60 every week you can if you have that 5th man out here. Otherwise, because the way logging works, and it's kind of stupid, but we're getting sidetracked from the video. This is making a whole other video, but basically, there's a lot of money comes in, and then you have to hang on to like 92 cents of every dollar. By the time you clear it at the end of the year, we're keeping about 8 cents of every dollar that we earn. So 92 cents of every dollar you have to set on for breakdowns and, you know, repairs, maintenance, all that good mess that comes along with owning all this. So you may have like a big old wad of cash in the bank, but you're still no better. I mean, like, you can't spend it. You just have to hang on to it. So you're always having to hustle, and that's what I tell everybody that wants to get into this business, especially owning either a truck or a logging job like this. There's money to be made. in trucking or logging. People who say that there's not, or the people who were back in the day and are used to the old way of big pay, little expense, and now today it's not much better pay and a lot bigger expense. So if you still want the big money, you have to hustle. You have to hustle hard. And if you want that good lifestyle, you just got to hustle. You got to hustle all the time. And that's just how this lifestyle is of being a logger. Is you're just hustling 24/7. So I mean, anybody tell you there's not money in it, they're lying to you. There's money in it, but you have to hustle, and then you have to save a lot too. It's not like you can just, just a random number here. Oh, I made 10,000 this week cleared. Let's go buy a truck or something like that, or a four-wheeler or some kind of toy. You just have to really save a lot, because I mean, at any given moment out here, track job on this thing's $30,000. A motor's 20. It used to be 20. Hell, they're probably $30,000 a pop now too. I mean, just like last year, just that little bit of welding and everything else that got done to this track machine, that was, $13,000. That pump blowed up on Mickey's loader. That was $12,000. There's a lot. You're not playing with $80 anymore for repairs on stuff. So it's just, you really gotta hustle. You gotta stay hustling. That's just all it is to it. You just have to hustle. If you're looking to get into this, you just better learn, or already like to hustle. And so anyway, yeah, I probably went way off in left field with that one. Looks like we're almost 7 minutes in on it now. But anyway, so Milwaukee, they did not send me this. I bought this. Let's flip this up here. So I bought this. Here's Dwayne going by. So this is a non-sponsored video. This is me by myself. This is their Milwaukee grease gun. They sent it comes with 2 batteries in the pack that I bought. I've always used the DeWalt grease guns, and I thought the world of them. I thought they'd done a fantastic job. Let's get this here. But for lack of better words, DeWalt ain't got shit on this. This thing, I know any of y'all that follow my channel probably follow Tim's channel. Seen over the years of his stuff that he's done with Milwaukee and his grease gun and everything else. It is super fast. It's twice as fast on specs than a DeWalt. It's super fast. You got a high and a low. It's even got this cool little thing here on the side where you can select pre-select a desired amount of shots to go in it, or you can scroll it all the way back to where it's just on. You hold the trigger and it just pumps till you turn loose. That's very helpful for like greasing my center section over there. And I'll take y'all over there and show you this. But it you can't. You're greasing one central location, and it's you can't see when grease is coming out or anything else. And with the DeWalt gun, it's hard to count the pumps that it's doing. They kind of blend together. So I usually stand there and count, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Daggone dust and mess. But anyway, so that's usually how I do it to know how many shots of grease is going in my boom pins and everything back there, because these boom pins on these John Deere track cutters, all John Deere track cutters that I've been around, I don't know if it's for the full tail swings or if this is only a 0 tail swing issue or what, but you can't, if you don't get the boom greased properly or sufficiently, it will start doing this god-awful squealing and everything else. Like it takes a pretty good bit of grease. But anyway, so y'all can see we're there we go. Y'all all over the place with me. But anyway, you got these 12 grease fittings. You have this central location grease fittings, and what this greases is basically your whole boom system. Your main boom, your lower pins for your main boom cylinders, your upper pins for those, your swing motor bearing stuff, and then your stick boom cylinder, the barrel end, where it knuckles, and then the top for your cylinder barrel end for your tilt for your head. So there's 12 fittings there, and you can really only see 2, 3, I guess if you want to be technical, 4 and 5 you can see up there, but you're not all the time being able to see them. So I like having those preset pump things. Whew. You just hook it on it and do its deal, and it pumps really fast. That's the biggest thing. I can grease this whole machine now in like 5 minutes. I think so it took the other day. And if you get a stubborn fit and it's a little clogged up, flip that baby doll down in one, and she'll build big pressure and blow through it. But anyway, I'm gonna grease on this thing for a second and let y'all listen to the gun and everything else. I know y'all have heard the DeWalt guns run, and we'll let y'all listen to that. So y'all heard the tone change? That's when it really starts pushing the grease out back here. Alright, so something I want to show y'all real quick. I have a lock and lube in there I bought to go on this thing, and I believe in lock and lubes. Y'all see how that done? It's not as bad because I let it sit for a second, setting this camera back up. Y'all watch this next one. See, y'all watch. You see how that grease it shot out? It's something, I don't know, I can't explain it on this one, but I can tell y'all for sure on the lock and lube one, and I may be lying to y'all, but to a degree, but something about, like, whenever you squeeze the lock and lube down, all you're doing is releasing the jaws out here, and it's still sealed in the back here, so the pressure can't get out. So what it's doing is it's releasing a little bit of line pressure right here, and you're wasting a lot of grease. Their tip, this is the factory tip, and it's doing a really good job. And I'll let y'all listen to it in mode 1. But it's doing a really good job. You can definitely tell the difference. And in that, it holds on like I'm hands-free. It's doing it all by itself. But I don't like how it lets that grease come around. It's wasteful. I don't like wasting my grease. Okay. So we're gonna take the battery off.
What did you break?
Oh Lord.
I'll let you know here in a minute.
Kelly's done tore something up. Anyway, I've got 4 greases on that battery, and actually that's 4.5 greasings. Anyway, we get away from this CB. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so I'm fixing to fill the rest of this tube, or pump it in the need some new bolts right here.
Anyway, I'm gonna pump it in the saw cavity for the upper bearing. It needs a good greasing. So battery life, these little, look out, these little small 1.5, I guess that's the 1.5 amp hour battery or whatever it is. It's the 1.5, you can see right yonder. Anyway, it I get about 4 greasings. I'm trying to get this where to sit there. There we go. Okay. Anyway, so I get about 4 greasings on the whole machine. That's the booms, the head, saw bearings, the swing pinion shaft, all that stuff. It's in the cab with you. That's 4 full times, you might as well say, off of that one little bitty battery. So that's really good. And I grease the head or the boom every day, and the head depends on some things. Saw bearings get greased every day. Ooh, the gnats are catching up over here. And this other stuff gets greased every other day. Sometimes if I've got time, I might jump down and like put it on like 10 pumps or 15 pumps and just go over the whole machine real fast every day. I like to really keep my stuff greased. Some people's like, oh, you don't need to grease like once a week. Don't believe in that. Grease is cheap. So even this expensive Schaefer's grease that we're running is cheap. So compared to pins and bushings, greasy stuff, y'all. That's the most important thing. Make time. If you're an operator, make time to grease your machine. Do it. I mean, do it in the morning times while you're waiting on the sun to come up. If you don't work in the dark, or if you go to get the head, jump out and grease. Like I'm ahead of the skidder right now a little bit. Jump out and grease it. You know it. I can't stress how important grease is, because it's every fitting on this machine still takes grease except for this one right there, this one. And but the grease runs down through that pin and takes care of that, so it's no big deal. But anyway, this machine it's 2 full years old. I can't tell you how many machines I've been to that's been a year or less old, and half the fittings don't take on it anymore because they don't grease them and then they just seize up. The grease worms got it all blocked out. But anyway, so yeah, that's that. Milwaukee grease gun, two thumbs up. Really recommend it to anybody. Pricing, I don't know, this, that, and the other. I found that deal on Amazon. It come with that bag, and 2 batteries. And I bought a lock and lube to go with it as well. I forgot what else to show y'all. Hopefully they'll shut up. Anyway, so this is my other thing, the yellow box that I found. Track machine usually stays off in the woods. It's usually pretty isolated to itself. So I try and keep as much stuff with me to work by myself. I've even went and I've ordered some wrenches and stuff to start keeping in the track machine with me. That way if something does go wrong, I don't gotta come out, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, Lord, they won't hush. But anyway, so I found this on Amazon while I was hunting for that grease gun. It holds, what was that, 12 tubes of grease? Yeah, 12 tubes of grease. They said it can hold caulk too. I don't know, but it's got that lid over there that goes over it, and it's hard plastic, and it's got this other little strap you can make like a handle out of or whatever, and it's just an extra way to make sure it don't get whatever. But if you've ever worked logging equipment before, you know how easy it is. You just grab this grease and you throw it in the machine, and then it gets rolled around and crushed and grease goes everywhere, or you put it in the door and something gets put on and it gets mashed, or it gets under a pedal, gets mashed. It gets mashed somehow, some way. This keeps all the grease contained, and I can keep my different greases that I'm using in Schaefer's. This is that 238. That's the grease I like to use for the pins. And this is the grease I like to use for like my bearings and stuff. You can make sure all the grease stays right side up, so it's always staying down and not rolling around like this, getting air pockets in it. If it's cold, it's not in the truck, it's in the machine, so it stays warm. I think it was $20 for this. I can't remember. I mean, it's little things like that to make an operator's life way better, way easier. So that was a good find. That was a good buy. So we got the track cutter set up to where it's 100% independent to be out in the woods by itself and never have to worry ever again about having to walk a grease gun down there to it or keep a hand pump gun on it or any of that other mess. You got grease gun, all the whole 9 yards to do everything out in the woods you need to, tighten tracks, all that. And like I said, we got wrenches coming where we can keep tools in it, and track cutter will be a 100% standalone unit out there basically. So yeah, saves time. Time is money. That's logger's motto. Time is money. I thought y'all would like to see this or hear it, whatever. This is a fresh hot battery, fully charged, and y'all heard it a minute ago. Listen now. That sun gun getting after it, y'all. I pulled the trigger and I was like, golly, I gotta show them this.